How's it, guys? I'm just going to do a little review on the Toslon X Pilot. Firstly, I want to say thank you to the guys at Toslon. They were gracious enough to gift me with this unit so I could test it for them in the southern hemisphere and make sure everything's hunky-dory, and it looks like it's all systems go. So yeah, I don't know if you've googled it, but it's a GPS autopilot for your bait boat, and you can't deal with a better company. I must tell you, their service is exceptional. 24 hours a day they've been chatting with me to sort everything out and make sure everything's working. So that being said, before I go into the product, what I did before installing it, I had to upgrade my remote. They are going to test the older remote that most of us use, but for now I've got the i6, which is fully customizable. And in the boat itself, I had to upgrade the speed controller. Obviously the autopilot controls the speed controller in auto, so that the previous one was a bit inferior. But the nice thing is now I've got reverse for those oops I'm in the reeds moments, so that's quite cool. The autopilot itself comes with a aerial that you install. You've got the control unit here that's flashing at the moment. I'm just running a test. Very easy to install, plug and play, just bridges into the system. So it takes control of your servo for the rudder and the speed controller itself, and that is running off a 3-cell LiPo battery. Supports 12 volts, therefore I cannot put it on the 4-cell system that the boat's running, so that unit there will run my fish finder and that unit, the control unit for the X Pilot. And then we've got a GPS sensor. You could mount it in the boat. Obviously for better accuracy I've mounted on the outside. Great. Then the interface. Nice and lightweight. It takes a old Nokia battery. I think it's an N70, I'll just double check. And you can also upgrade with an SD card for more waypoints. Keep in mind you cannot import batteries, so you would have to ship it without the battery and purchase it locally. I think it cost me $180 for a battery. It wasn't too bad. Okay, so interfaces as follows. You've got your range. They say about 300 meters. I suppose it all depends on your environment and what's around you. It does work on, I think it's 433 megahertz, so it doesn't get interference from the remote, which is great. You can take, that's your satellites, your distance from home. Obviously my boat's next to me on the table, therefore, and it's indoors, so your accuracy on the satellites isn't going to be great, but we'll just quickly change the home position to my table, and it's back to 0. That is the circumference of the boat around it. That's your voltage on the battery that's running the unit. You've got your points of interest. So we've got 3 rods in the water perhaps, and we've got their GPS location. Going to be wonderful in the evening. You're going to hit that spot every time. And then of course your home, which I've just set. Got your waypoints that you can select. Obviously mine's on the table, so it's not going anywhere. And we go into the main menu. We've got our waypoints over there. Let's go into one, for instance. There's home. Some targets I've saved. You can assign that target to whichever rod you want or swim. Let's say save it to 3, and that'll be target 3 on the home screen. Then we've got your settings, so you can test your wiring of your boat before putting it in the water, your RF channels, and your compass calibration. That's the unit on the boat, the GPS unit. Got system settings, so you can set all your beeper, backlight contrast, the voltages being displayed, time zone, language. Most important menu is the boat option, so you can choose what boat you have. So obviously I've got a 1 engine. You can say 2 engine, for instance, and the X Pilot is their boat, their flagship, wonderful little boat. If you've got that, obviously you'd select that. Then you can change your channels, so if your boat's going backwards instead of forwards, obviously you could reverse the channel. And important, your limit, so you can change your rudder limit, steering left to right, percentage wise, and the speed of the boat. Obviously the slower, the more accurate you're going to hit the spot. So I put the camo on 50%, and that's plenty fast, and it's on 15 now because obviously I was testing it in the swimming pool and didn't feel like launching it out the other side. And development mode is that's for them, and then of course the software version loaded, irrelevant at the moment. Cool. I'm going to shoot off to the water next, and then we'll test it there, and I'll show you how it hits the target. So if you see a skinny guy there playing with a yellow bait boat without a fishing rod, that would be me. Alright guys, at the dam without a rod, it feels weird. The wind is actually picking up quite a bit, and there's a storm coming, so it's probably a good test to see how it handles the boat in the wind and see if it can keep its accuracy. Obviously I've got a cell phone in the one hand and the remote in the other, so it's difficult to steer. So I've actually made the home point just a bit back from there of the boat. Okay, and there's a pole out there in the water. I don't know if you can see it. If you know the swim at replay, there's this pole there. My target is just left of that pole, so let's see if she can get there without any difficulty. See if she's going to make it. So we're going to select target 1 as our target, and we're going to whack it, and there she goes. She should start turning away from the reeds. There we go. It's on 50% throttle, and you can see distance to our spot. I noticed that about 150 meters I was losing signal, but there is an aftermarket aerial. Now there's a lot of power lines and stuff around here, so but you know, for close swims this is going to be awesome. And obviously we can work on the distance later on. And the wind's pumping at the moment, so the boat's really got to work to get where it needs to get to. But it was basically 5 meters left of that pole, more or less. And being GPS, you probably say GPS is accurate to about 5 meters. So as long as you can get close to that, I'm happy. We're 21 meters out from our destination, and the wind is pushing the boat left, but it's doing a good job. And that's more or less where we were at. There we go. There it is. What more do you need? Let's tell the boat to come home. She's turning it. Let's have a look. Sorry guys, it's a bit difficult with one hand here. She's turning around. And our home spot is basically here in the middle of the reeds, so I don't whack into them. And like I said, the wind is pushing the boat at the moment, so it's obviously got to correct itself constantly. One can interfere. You can grab the remote and it'll take control of the boat, and then just basically switch itself off and you're back into control. I'd actually like to try it at a bit faster speed and see how it does. And you can see how the boat's been pushed at the moment with the wind, and it's really fighting, but it's going exactly where home was, eh? Should stop more or less there in the middle. It's around about there. There we go. Spot on. Okay, I've upped the speed on the boat now till about 70%. Let's reverse so we can get a turnaround here. Hello, Khanat. I'm going to quickly do this. Okay, so now we're going to go to target 1. It's got autopilot. It steers itself.
So, has it got a GPS?
It's got a GPS, yeah.
Put in your coordinates and it goes there by itself.
Exactly, yeah, and that's what we're busy doing now quickly. And the target is left of that pole there. I've just stepped the boat up speed a bit so we can just see if it compensates for the wind here a bit. And then it should arrive in 12 meters. Well, you can see how the wind's pushing it now anyway. That seems to be a good distance before it loses some sort of link. But once again, we've got power lines around us and all kinds of things. And I'm going to buy a longer aerial for the boat, because obviously a direct link is going to be better. Let's try and bring her home now. Here she comes. But honestly, most of us don't fish that far out all the time. But with a longer aerial, we should get about 300 meters, the guy says. And that will be the next purchase I will make, is a longer aerial for the boat, for those times when you need to get to the other side, I suppose. And once again, home is still here in the middle, by the reeds here. And we are currently 91, 89. She's going like a Boeing, man. This is going to be such an asset. And like I say, it's in heavy winds at the moment. Let's see if we can get it. So basically the tip of the aerial here is where she should more or less be stopping, in my view here. Is its home position. And we're going at 70% throttle. Spot on, every time. Well, there you go, guys. What else do you need? Instead of buying those expensive golf clubs, I would recommend this be your next upgrade, eh? So I'm loving this thing, guys. So I just for interest's sake, I set a point there right next to the reeds. Obviously it's quite close, but just to see how she does in a close environment. Let's send her back home again, which is not too far away. Obviously I think I would want to decrease the speed for here. Okay, so home is back there. We've arrived, and now I want to get back to my little spot over there by the reeds. Target 2, no, man. Let's try that again. See, I'm still learning here. Target 2. Let's reverse it again, because now the wind is blowing all over the place here. Let's spin it around. Great, and we're going to target 2. 20 meters away, which is right next to the reeds. Let's see how she turns around there. Bam! It's around about there. That's it. How's that, eh? So yeah, comfortably get 180 meters, and with the extra antenna you can almost double that. So I am definitely going to purchase a longer antenna for it. I think it's $2, it's nothing, and get that shipped, and then we're sorted. I hope this has helped you guys out, and if you have any questions, you're welcome to give me a call, and I can assist you in any way possible.